Blind Willie Johnson. Reverend Gary Davis. The Grateful Dead. A line can be drawn directly from one to all the others. A song that would come to be known as Samson and Delilah. This is Cornerstones. Blind Willie Johnson, born in 1897 near Brenham, Texas. Legend has it that an argument between his mother and father prompted lye to be thrown in the air, and blinding young Willie. He would go on to self-teach the guitar to himself on a cigar box guitar.
What's John riding? What's John riding? What's John riding?
Let's listen to Blind Willie McTell talk about his friend.
What do you know about Blind Willie Johnson?
Blind Willie Johnson was a personal pal of mine. He and I played together over many different parts of the states and different parts of the country, from Maine to the Mobile Bay. But I returned and parted from him in Union, Missouri. He and I met up again in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Well, now, what do you consider his best music?
Well, sacred music. He has a heavy voice, most sound like a preacher.
And does he play the guitar with his sacred music?
Sure, he plays the guitar with the sacred music with the steel ring.
And you think Blind Willie Johnson is dead, do you?
I think Blind Willie Johnson was dead, according to a letter I got from his wife. But he was a very good friend of mine, and he was a notable singer in his type of singing.
Did he play a 12-string guitar?
Only a 6-string guitar.
Was he a good guitar picker?
Excellent, good.
He would go on to record 30 different records for Columbia, including a song by the name of If I Had My Way, I'd Tear the Building Down. Oh Lord, If I Had My Way, in 1927.
Delilah was a woman, fine, fair, a pleasant looks, a cold black hair. Delilah gained those Samson mine. I first saw the woman, I looked so fine.
Born 1 year earlier in Lawrence, South Carolina, Gary Davis would also lead an interesting and parallel life to Johnson. He fell blind as an infant. He would eventually learn a unique style of playing guitar with his thumb and forefinger. He would move to Durham, North Carolina at a time when the city was bustling. By 1933, he became an ordained minister in the Baptist Church. At the beginning of the 1960s, the folk musicians of the time were reaching into black spiritual music for inspiration. This brought a surge of interest to Reverend Gary Davis, and especially to a song recently retitled Samson and Delilah.
About Samson and you read about his birth. He was the strongest man that ever lived on earth. One day Samson, he was walking alone. He looked down on the ground and he saw an old jawbone, and he lifted up that jawbone and he swung it over his head. When he got to moving, 10,000 was dead. If I had my way.
In 1976, the Grateful Dead are in the midst of an important summer tour that would set the stage for their greatest year. A song, biblical in nature and sung by Bob Weir, had made its debut, and it was instantly a crowd pleaser. That song, Samson and Delilah. The Dead would play many incredible versions, including 2-5-78, and this version from New Year's 76 at the Cow Palace. It would become a staple and would be played often on Sunday, including the 6:30-85 version from Merriweather, with this sweet shakedown segue. A lesser-known Reverend Davis song, Death Don't Have No Mercy, would also be covered by the Dead.
Tell this man to stay away. He won't stay away. Death don't have no mercy in this land. Death don't have no mercy in this land. Well, he'll come to your house and it won't stay long. You look in the bed, you find your mother gone.
Death don't have no mercy in this land. Yes, and death don't take no vacation in this land.
Oh, Lordy.
The influence of black gospel and blues artists like Blind Willie Johnson and the Reverend Gary Davis to artists like the Grateful Dead and so many others is immeasurable. The gritty Texas sound that came from the churches of the early 1900s is rooted in everything that came after.
Wow.
These artists are the true Cornerstones.